They told me pain was weakness, but pain was the classroom. Every scar was a lesson, every betrayal was a chapter. Every night I cried alone was preparation for the moment I had to stand alone. I came from the fog, but the fog never owned me. It just showed me what I was made of. I've been walking through the fire with my eyes wide open, heart full of scars, but my soul still chosen. Lost so much love, had to learn my own focus. They tried to bury me deep, but the roots still growing. I was down, I was hurt, I was fighting my battles. Had nobody there when my world started rattling. Now I turned pain into power, turned the tears into fuel. They wanted me broken, but they made me a tool. I'm a voice for the ones who've been silently dying, the ones smiling outside, but inside they crying. If you lost everything, you can still find purpose. The fog gets thick, but the light still surfaces. Tribe over triggers, we rise from the ashes. I remember being young with the war in my brain, trying to smile through the pressure, trying to hide all the pain. Everybody saw a kid, nobody saw the storm. Nobody saw the nights where I felt so alone. Had questions in my head that I couldn't explain. Feeling trapped in a room with a hurricane, trying to find my place in a world so cold. Had a heart full of gold, but nobody noticed the soul. I gave love away like I had endless supply. Put everybody first while I buried my cries. I was carrying weight that nobody could see, fighting battles every day just to still be me. They called me different, they called me strange, but sometimes the vision looks crazy before it changes the game. The misunderstood become the ones who create, the ones who get ignored become the ones who awake. I learned early that loyalty comes with the cost. Sometimes you lose yourself trying to prevent someone's loss, but I kept my heart even when mine got broken, because hate is a chain and forgiveness is freedom. I've been walking through the fire with my eyes wide open, heart full of scars, but my soul still chosen. Lost so much love, had to learn my own focus. They tried to bury me deep, but the roots still growing. I was down, I was hurt, I was fighting my battles. Had nobody there when my world started rattling. Now I turned pain into power, turned the tears into fuel. They wanted me broken, but they made me a tool. The hardest wounds don't come from strangers in the street. They come from the people you thought would never leave. The ones you would've fought for, the ones you would've died for, the ones you gave your last just to provide more. I would've gave the world if I had it in my hand. Wanted everybody winning, wanted everybody to stand. But sometimes your biggest love becomes your biggest test. Sometimes the people closest bring the deepest stress. I felt abandoned, felt forgotten, felt pushed aside. Had 1,000 emotions that I couldn't describe, but I kept moving even when my faith got shaken, because a purpose that's real cannot be taken. They don't understand the pressure of seeing too clear. When you notice the patterns and you notice the fear, when you question the system and question the lies, they call you crazy when you open your eyes. But history remembers the one who spoke truth, the ones who stood tall when they had nothing to lose. Look back at the pages they tried to erase, whole generations fighting just to create a place. People built businesses with nothing but vision, turned struggle into strength with impossible conditions. Greenwood was thriving, Black Wall Street was rising. Then violence came crashing, destruction disguised it, but they couldn't destroy what was built in the spirit, because knowledge survives when the people inherit. They tried to separate, divide, and control, because unity creates something they can't own. 3/5 written in the history shows the fight, a nation wrestling with wrong while claiming what's right. But progress came from people who refused to stay silent, dreamers in building who kept on fighting. Carter G. Woodson said, educate the mind, because freedom starts when you control your design. So I'm building with wisdom, not revenge in my chest, breaking generational curses, giving trauma a rest. Tell the ones in the darkness that the light still shines. Tell the ones feeling broken they ain't out of time. You can lose everything and still rebuild your name. You can walk through the fire and come out with flames. I'm not what happened to me, I'm what I became. Every scar on my body got a story and a name. From the basement to the mountain, from the pain to the purpose, I survived the storm and discovered my service. Tribe over triggers, they tell you chase money, chase status, chase fame, but never teach ownership, never teach the game. Generations working just to survive the machine, while somebody else profits from somebody else's dream. But I'm not here to hate, I'm here to create. I'm here to inspire people to redesign their fate. Because the answer ain't anger, the answer ain't violence. The answer is knowledge, discipline, and guidance. Build your mind, build your skills, build your family, build your will. Don't let your trauma become your identity. Turn your pain into power and your wounds into energy. The world needs healers, creators, and leaders, not more broken people becoming repeaters. I'm fighting for the child who feels abandoned, the person who smiles while their heart is damaged. Yeah, waking up every single day, looking in the mirror, wondering how much more weight a genuine heart can take. See, they mistake loyalty for weakness in a world built on illusions. But when you're sent by the Creator, your light doesn't dim, it exposes the dark. I'd rather walk with the Creator through the fire and rain than be a slave to a system that trades profit for pain. They tried to write me off, left me out in the cold, but you can't buy a spirit that was never for sale. Yeah, we breaking the chains, let them know that we reign. Kept it real from the jump, never switching for fame. Then we healing the trauma and rewriting the name. Look, born in the storm with a mind full of heavy thoughts. Anxiety clinging to my youth, fighting many plots. Too advanced for the room, isolated, suffocated. Dealing with the crowded head, wished it was alleviated. Every night awake, staring at the ceiling's house, pretending I was fine, hiding miles behind the painted smiles. Had a vision since a child, knew that I was chosen. But when the trauma freezes deep, the warm heart gets frozen. I was searching for a sanctuary, looking for protection, but all I found was institutional and structural deception. The system wants you medicated, sedated, and separated to keep the inner prophet quiet, locked up and degraded. But the resilience in my DNA is deeper than the ocean. I took the pain inside my eyes and turned it into motion. Carter G. Woodson with the book, I had to miseducate the lies they told us from the jump just to separate the state. But the deepest cut didn't come from the streets or the law, it came from the people in my home. The betrayals I saw, I kept it 100, stayed loyal, would've given the world. Wanted to see the family prosper as the banners unfurl, but they rather sacrifice the messengers, sell out for a profit. Kick me while I'm down on the ground, telling me to stop it. My own bloodlines kicking me, left me stranded in isolation. Jealous of the light I carry, blinded by that own stagnation. Cutting off friends, cutting off women, cutting off the fakes, unmasking all the snakes, seeing what the envy creates. They claim you're evil when you're good because you see through the games. When you refuse to let the matrix put your soul in its chains, I stood alone in the dark, no one to turn to but him, the true father, the creator, when the outlook was grim. Now they intimidated, frustrated, cause they can't run a play. I'm the master of the craft, turning midnight to day, exposing the architecture, the structure, the currency, built off the backs of my ancestors systematically. From the 3/5 compromise down to the red line, they set the trap up for the mind. Running out of time, Greenwood was burning in Tulsa, Black Wall Street was thriving. They hate to see a sovereign mind independently driving. The economic system multiplies whatever you hold, but if you start with zero capital, your story is sold. They want you working for the higher ups, a cog in the wheel, while they manipulate the assets, keeping property real. But I'm a sovereign soul passing through this temporary realm, with the wisdom of the ancients and the truth at the helm. You call it luxury and fashion, I call it a distraction. I'm too fresh with the truth, provoking massive reaction. They flip the narrative, call the victim villainous and bad, but I'm the living proof of everything I never had. I'd rather walk with the Creator through the fire and rain than be a slave to a system that trades profit for pain. They tried to write me off, left me out in the cold, but you can't buy a spirit that was never for sale. Yeah, we breaking the chains, let them know that we reign. Kept it real from the jump, never switching for fame. Now we healing the trauma and rewriting the name. Look, we breaking generational curses, rewriting the verses, no longer carrying trauma in silence, hiding in hearses. They want us stuck in the cycle of anger and strife, reacting to triggers and throwing away sacred life. But healing requires a mind that can see through the smoke, unshackling mental chains from the words that they spoke. I looked at the wounds from the past, the tears in my eyes, and realized the struggle was power in brilliant disguise. In a generational pain, pain isn't where the story will end. It's the forge that turned me to gold. The message I send. Tribe over triggers means choosing the spirit over impulse. Mastering emotion when the world wants a dark pulse. Malcolm stood tall in the storm, unyielding and brave, teaching that freedom belongs to the mind, not the slave. So I rise from the ashes, a messenger sent from above, trading the hatred they gave me for purpose and love. Listen, tribe over triggers, the movement, the global decree. It's more than a slogan, it's building a sanctuary. It's choosing your brothers and sisters over emotional rage, turning the trauma we carried into a brand new page. The system promotes isolation to keep us divided, cause when we unite in the spirit, their power is slighted. They profit off violence, off headlines, off brothers in court, while we build generational wealth and economic support. Real power is ownership, land, and community trust, lifting each other from ashes, rebuilding the dust. No longer controlled by the buttons they push in the dark. We light up the city with truth, ignited a spark. From the pain in my eyes to the fire inside of my chest, I'm leading the wave of the chosen. We settling for nothing less.